The galaxy shivered. Far beyond the bright stars of known space, a dark force was moving. Entire planets burned. Ships exploded in sudden waves of fire. Civilizations panicked. No fleet could stop it. No weapon could destroy it. The galaxy had never seen a threat like this. In the Galactic Council Hall, chaos spread. Leaders of countless worlds shouted over each other. Tall, armored aliens waved their arms, their voices loud and frantic. Metallic beings projected calculations faster than any mind could follow. Reptilian commanders hissed warnings. "This force is unstoppable," one cried. "Our defenses are failing." Another alien suggested carefully, "Perhaps humans can help?" Laughter erupted. "Humans?" an elder sneered. "They are weak, small. Their fleets are tiny. They cannot even defend their own planet. Why would we call them?" No one expected humans to answer. Far on Earth, life went on as usual. Children played in parks. People walked on streets. Satellites orbited silently above. No one noticed the galaxy's call for help. No one saw the signals arriving from distant systems. No one knew that humans were watching. Deep underground, in a hidden command center, Elias Carter stood in front of a massive holographic display. The screen showed a distant star system engulfed in flames. Ships exploded. Planets crumbled. Entire fleets vanished in seconds. "Every civilization is in danger," said a voice behind him. Elias did not turn. "They are weak, yes," he said softly. "But they are not hopeless. They do not yet understand humans." The council had sent a call for help, and humans had decided to respond. But they would not act immediately. Elias tapped a panel. A soft hum filled the room. Lights flickered along the walls and floors. Ancient systems, long forgotten, began to power on. Far in the darkness of space, massive shapes stirred. These were no ordinary ships. They were human, ancient, powerful beyond anything the council had ever seen. The galaxy had laughed at humans. It had ignored them. It had underestimated their patience and strategy. Now humans were awake. Alien civilizations watched helplessly as the enemy advanced. Systems are falling. Entire planets destroyed. Nothing can stop them. Panic spread through the council. "Send fleets," one demanded. "No. Too late," another shouted. "They will be gone before we arrive." Meanwhile, Earth's response was calm. No panic. No chaos. Only preparation. Elias tapped another key. Signals reached hidden human fleets. Engines hummed. Weapons glowed faintly. Ancient warships, some larger than the Council's mightiest flagships, moved silently into position. The Council had no idea. The enemy had no idea. The human armada was coming. And it was more terrifying than anyone could imagine. A council officer whispered, "They said humans were weak." Another shook its head. "They have been hiding something for centuries. Perhaps we were wrong." Elias Carter walked to the observation window. The stars stretched endlessly. Hidden fleets moved in formation silently. Shields glowed. Weapons hummed softly. "The galaxy thinks we are small," he said. "They think we are weak. They will learn the truth." Deep in space, the human fleet moved silently toward the systems under attack. Ancient stations sent energy signals. Ships aligned in deadly formations. The enemy detected them. Fear spread through their ranks. They had underestimated humans. And it would be their greatest mistake. Across the galaxy, civilizations watched in awe. The humans were no longer a species at the edge of the stars. They were warriors. They were legends. They were terrifying. Elias tapped one final key. The fleet moved. Lights blinked across immense hulls. Shields rose. Weapons aligned. The galaxy held its breath. No one knew how many ships were coming. No one knew the full strength of humanity. But one thing was certain. When humans arrive, hope is terrifying. Far from the chaos, Earth was calm. Life went on as usual. Children laughed. Cities thrived. People walked the streets, unaware that the galaxy was on fire. But deep underground, in hidden command centers, humans were watching. Not as weak observers, but as the galaxy's last hope. Elias Carter walked through a massive chamber. Glowing panels covered the walls. Ancient machinery hummed with energy. Holographic displays showed battles long forgotten. "This is the human archive," Elias said softly. "It contains every victory, every strategy, every secret hidden from the galaxy." A quiet hum filled the room as dormant systems powered on. Massive warships, some older than the oldest council fleets, stirred. Weapons aligned. Engines glowed. Long ago, humans had faced enemies far stronger than any council fleet. Invaders had threatened entire galaxies. Humanity had fought back, not as weak humans but as a species of intelligence, strategy, and courage. The war lasted centuries. Entire planets were destroyed. Human fleets burned across the stars, leaving no enemy unchallenged. Every battle taught humans something new. Every victory strengthened their resolve. And then, after the war, humans did something unexpected. They hid their power. The galaxy believed humans were weak. They laughed at Earth. They ignored the species at the edge of the galaxy. But humans were patient. They observed. They learned. They prepared. Elias touched a panel and the holographic display shifted. Massive human ships appeared. Ships larger than any council warship. Weapons capable of destroying entire fleets. Shields no known weapon could pierce. These ships were built to protect the galaxy, Elias said. If the time comes, we will answer. Alien civilizations still panicked. They are small, weak, one whispered. They cannot help, another said. The truth was different. Humans were ready. And the galaxy did not yet understand their power. Signals from burning systems reached Earth. The enemy was advancing. Alien fleets were failing. Civilizations begged for help. Elias tapped another command. Ancient fleets hidden across the galaxy stirred. Ships powered up. Lights glowed. Weapons aligned. The council had no idea. The enemy had no idea. The human armada was moving. And it was terrifying. A council officer whispered. They said humans are weak. Another shook its head. They have been hiding something for centuries. Perhaps we were wrong. Elias Carter walked to the observation window. The stars stretched endlessly. Hidden fleets moved in formation silently. Shields glowed faintly. Weapons hummed softly. The galaxy thinks we are small, he said. They think we are weak. They will learn the truth. Deep in space, human fleets moved silently toward the systems under attack. Ancient stations sent energy signals. Ships aligned in deadly formations. The enemy detected them. Fear spread. They had underestimated humans. It would be their greatest mistake. Across the galaxy, civilizations watched in awe. The humans were no longer a species at the edge of the stars. They were warriors. They were legends. They were terrifying. Elias tapped one final key. The fleet moved. Lights blinked across massive hulls. Shields rose. Weapons aligned. The galaxy held its breath. No one knew how many ships were coming. No one knew the full strength of humanity. But one thing was certain. When humans arrive, hope is terrifying. The galaxy was in chaos. Enemy fleets moved like shadows through the burning star systems. Entire planets crumbled. Civilizations screamed for help. Alien fleets fought desperately, but nothing worked. No one could stop the destruction. In the Galactic Council Hall, panic spread. Send more fleets, one alien shouted. They are too strong. We cannot save them all, another cried. The enemy is unstoppable. Amid the chaos, a voice suggested carefully, perhaps humans can help. They are clever. They have strategies we cannot imagine. Laughter followed. Humans? An elder sneered. They are weak, small. They cannot even defend their own planet. Why call them? Far on Earth, life went on as usual. Children played. Cars moved along the streets. Satellites silently orbited the planet. No one noticed the galaxy's desperate cries. No one saw humans preparing. Deep underground, in a hidden command center, Elias Carter stood in front of the holographic display. The screen showed burning star systems, exploding ships, and collapsing planets. They think humans are weak, Elias said softly. They do not understand patience, intelligence, or strategy. A message arrived from the council. Humans, the galaxy is in danger. We need your fleet. Our forces are failing. Please help us. Elias read the message slowly. He did not smile. He did not panic. Instead, he tapped a few keys. A soft hum filled the room. Ancient fleets stirred. Weapons glowed. Engines hummed. The human armada was moving. Alien civilizations watched in disbelief. How many ships are there? One whispered. They cannot be real, another said. They said humans were small, weak, and now they are moving? The galaxy had laughed at humans. It had underestimated them. It had ignored their hidden power. Now humans were coming. The first human fleet jumped into faster-than-light travel. A ripple of energy spread across space. Ships appeared one by one in systems under attack. Weapons aligned. Shields rose. Alien commanders whispered in fear. They are here, humans answered. Elias watched silently on the flagship's bridge. "Do not underestimate them," he told his crew. "They are desperate. But we will protect them." The fleet moved with deadly precision. Each ship knew its place. Each weapon knew its target. The enemy realized their mistake. They had expected weak humans. Small, unimportant ships. Instead, massive fleets appeared. Ships larger than entire enemy squadrons. Weapons stronger than any alien arsenal. Shields that could deflect entire bombardments. The enemy fleet panicked. Some ships tried to flee. Others prepared for battle, but they were surrounded. On distant planets, citizens watched the skies. For the first time in months, hope returned. Humans had arrived. And the galaxy would survive because of them. Elias pressed the final command. "Prepare for engagement if necessary. But first, let them see our strength." The enemy hesitated. They could see the human fleet's full power. And they knew, no one had ever fought like this before. The first clash was coming. The galaxy held its breath. And the terrifying humans had finally arrived. The galaxy trembled. Massive human warships emerged from the darkness of space. Engines glowed blue and red. Weapons aligned. The fleet stretched across star systems, larger than anything the alien civilizations had ever seen. Alien fleets froze in shock. They are enormous," one whispered. "They cannot be human," another said. The enemy realized they had made a grave mistake. Humans were not weak. They were patient. They were terrifying. Inside the Galactic Council Hall, panic spread like wildfire. "Humans, they actually came," one leader gasped. "They are far stronger than we imagined." Another added quietly, "We all laughed at them, we all were wrong. No one had seen a fleet like this before." Elias Carter stood on the bridge of the flagship Sentinel of Sol. "Form defensive positions around the systems under attack," he commanded. "Do not strike yet. Let them see our strength first." The crew obeyed flawlessly. Ancient fleets powered on. Shields shimmered. Weapons glowed faintly. The armada blocked every path of the enemy. Alien commanders watched in disbelief. "They are not attacking," one whispered. "But the power they display, it is terrifying." The enemy tried to strike. Beams of energy streaked across space. Explosions lit the void. But the human shields absorbed every strike. Not a single ship was lost. The enemy hesitated. They had expected weak humans. They were wrong. The humans moved like a single living organism. Each ship, each weapon, each maneuver perfectly synchronized. No hesitation. No panic. Only deadly control. A massive energy beam fired from a human flagship. It struck an enemy battleship, but instead of destroying it, the beam disabled the ship's engines and weapons. Humans fought with precision, not recklessness. The enemy fleet panicked. Some ships tried to flee. Others froze in fear. Humans blocked every escape route. Every maneuver anticipated. Across the galaxy, civilizations watched silently. Humans were no longer a species at the edge of the stars. They were warriors. They were legends. They were terrifying. Elias spoke quietly to the bridge crew. "Do not attack yet," he said. "Let them see our restraint. Let them understand the full power of humanity." The human armada formed a final formation, surrounding the enemy completely. Ancient ships long dormant emerged from hidden stations. Massive warships, some larger than moons, moved into position. The enemy was frozen. The council fleets were silent. The galaxy had never witnessed such a display of power. Elias looked at the stars. "They called for help," he whispered. "And humans arrived. We do not conquer. We protect." The human fleet waited silently. Weapons ready. Shields at full power. Every ship in perfect formation. The enemy knew one thing. They could not defeat humanity. Not now. Not ever. The galaxy had been warned. The galaxy trembled as battle began. The enemy fleet fired first. Beams of energy tore through space. Ships exploded in fire. Entire planets shook under the assault. But the human armada stood unbroken. Shields absorbed every strike. Not a single human ship was lost. Elias Carter stood on the bridge of the Sentinel of Sol. "Hold your fire," he commanded. "Observe. Calculate. Strike with precision." The human fleet moved like one living organism. Every ship knew its place. Every weapon knew its target. Every maneuver was calculated. The enemy panicked. They had expected weak humans. They had expected chaos. Instead, they faced strategy, discipline, and terrifying precision. Missiles were intercepted. Energy beams deflected. Enemy ships became trapped in invisible grids of human tactics. Across the galaxy, Council fleets watched in awe. "They are not weak," one whispered. "They are perfect warriors." The humans began their counterattack. Not recklessly. Not chaotically. Every strike was precise. Every movement measured. Enemy ships faltered. Some tried to flee. Others were disabled by human tactics without being destroyed. Elias spoke to his fleet. "Protect the innocent. Defend the systems. Move as one. Strike with precision. We fight to save, not to destroy." The human fleet obeyed flawlessly. The enemy launched a massive assault on the flagship. Beams rained down. Explosions lit the void of space. But the Sentinel of Soul stood firm. Shields absorbed every attack. Weapons responded with perfect accuracy. In minutes, the enemy assault failed. Remaining ships tried to retreat, but humans blocked every path. Alien civilizations watched silently. They whispered in fear and awe. Humans are not just strong, they are legends. They protect the galaxy and defeat their enemies without losing a single ship. The first real battle ended. The enemy fleet was defeated. The galaxy was safe, for now. Elias looked at the stars. "The galaxy called for help," he said quietly. And humanity answered. "We do not seek war. We do not seek conquest. We only protect the innocent." Across the systems, survivors cheered. The enemy had learned a lesson. Humans had shown their full strength, but their ultimate power was still hidden. The Council fleets finally understood. Humans were patient. They had been underestimated, and they were far stronger than anyone had imagined. Elias Carter turned to the crew. "The battle is won, but the war may not be over. Stay ready. We will show them our full strength when needed." The galaxy watched silently. The legend of humans had begun, and the stars would never forget it. The galaxy held its breath. The first battle had ended and hope returned to many systems. Yet alien fleets and civilizations sensed something more. Humans had only shown a fraction of their true strength. On the bridge of the flagship Sentinel of Soul, Elias Carter stood quietly. "Prepare the full armada," he ordered. "Let them see what humanity is capable of." Ancient human fleets, hidden for centuries, powered on. Ships larger than moons emerged from secret stations. Engines glowed with energy that could rival stars. Weapons hummed, ready to strike with deadly precision. The enemy fleet, already shaken, realized the full scale of what was coming. They have so many ships," an officer whispered. "They cannot be human." The council observed in awe. Humans, a species they had long underestimated, were terrifyingly powerful. Elias tapped a command. The human fleet moved as one. Shields formed a wall across entire systems. Weapons aligned with deadly precision. Every ship, every engine, every weapon operated like a single mind. No attack had yet been launched, but their presence alone struck fear into the enemy. Ancient human warships, long forgotten by the galaxy, rose from hidden stations. Some had weapons capable of destroying entire fleets. Some had shields no known technology could pierce. The enemy faltered. They tried to attack, but humans anticipated every strike. Missiles destroyed mid-flight. Energy beams deflected. Ships that tried to flee were trapped by human formations. Across the galaxy, civilizations watched in disbelief. "They are more than warriors," whispered one alien. "They are gods of war." Another said, "They have waited for the right moment, and now we see their true power." Elias Carter looked out into the stars. "We do not fight for glory," he said. "We do not fight to conquer. We fight to protect. But if anyone threatens the innocent, they will face humanity's full power." The enemy tried one last desperate attack. Beams rained down on the flagship. Explosions lit the void of space. But the Sentinel of Soul and the full armada remained unscathed. Human countermeasures disabled key enemy ships without a single human loss. Panic spread through the enemy fleet. Alien civilizations finally understood. Humans had not just answered the call, they had become the galaxy's protectors. Their patience, strategy, and hidden power were unmatched. They were terrifying. They were legends. Elias spoke to his fleet. "Send a warning," he ordered. "Leave the systems now or face humanity's full wrath." The enemy fleet retreated. No one dared challenge humans again. The Galactic Council held an emergency meeting. They admitted what they had long denied. Humans were not weak. Humans were patient, cunning, and stronger than anything in the galaxy. They were a species to be respected, feared, and admired. Elias Carter watched silently. The galaxy was safe. The enemy had fled. But humans had revealed just enough. The message was clear. Never underestimate humanity. The legend of humans had begun. And the galaxy would never forget it. Across the stars, fleets returned to hidden positions. Weapons cooled. Shields lowered. Engines rested. The human fleet waited silently, ready for any threat. The enemy had learned a lesson. Do not challenge humans. Do not provoke them. Because when humanity fights, the universe itself trembles. The galaxy finally breathed a sigh of relief. The enemy had retreated. Stars shone brighter. Planets began to recover. Alien civilizations whispered in awe. And humans had arrived, revealed their true power, and saved the galaxy. Elias Carter stood on the bridge of the Sentinel of Soul. The human fleet rested in perfect formation. Every ship ready. Every weapon aligned. But there was no fight left to fight, at least for now. Commander, a young officer said, the galaxy is watching. All systems know humans are here. Elias nodded. They will remember. But we do not seek glory. We protect. And when we strike, the galaxy trembles. Alien civilizations sent emissaries to Earth. They offered alliances, respect, and admiration. No longer would they see humans as weak. The species once laughed at was now feared, revered. The Galactic Council held an emergency meeting. Leaders admitted what they had long denied. Humans were patient. Humans were cunning. Humans were stronger than anything in the galaxy. They protected the innocent, one whispered. They destroyed no one without reason. They are terrifying and noble. Back on Earth, life continued peacefully. Children played, unaware of the massive fleets resting across the galaxy. Scientists studied new technology. Leaders prepared for future threats. All under humanity's watchful protection. The Sentinel of Soul sent a final signal across the stars. The galaxy is safe. Humanity is here. We answer when needed. We protect all who cannot protect themselves. Remember this. Elias looked at the stars. The galaxy called for help, he whispered. And humans answered. We do not seek war. We do not seek conquest. But we will never fail when the innocent need us. Alien fleets understood. Enemy forces had learned. The galaxy now knew that Earth was no longer a small blue planet. It was a legend. Its people were patient, clever, and unstoppable. Humans had taken their place among the stars, not as rulers but as protectors. From hidden stations, ancient ships powered down. Weapons cooled. Engines rested. The human fleet waited silently. Ready for any threat, patient as ever. The message was clear. Never underestimate humanity. The galaxy would never forget. Earth had taken its place. Humans had become legends. And the universe knew that when humanity arrives, the stars themselves tremble.